and they were healthy. The child didn't have a runny nose, didn't have fevers. The coughing, the mucus which you hear rattling on the child's chest, all that come from cow milk or soy milk. They both are dangerous. Almond milk is dangerous. Next question. Up there.
Yeah, I would like to compliment you for such a strong lecture. But in relation to, you were making comparison with the polar bear and the ape. Now, if we take that comparison and apply it to Earth, how do we apply, being that we're integrated now, being that we're mixed, with the white man came from, you know, an ice area, you know, well, Europe, and we came from a tropical area. Actually, we integrate half and half from, you know, of that person. So doesn't that change our diet there, instead of making it wholly African, instead of part African, part European?
I'll tell you what, the predominant gene remains black. And it complements, regardless to the mixture. We have been impregnated. Sure. It's like taking a pail of milk and dropping 1 drop of petroleum in it. Just 1 drop of petroleum. It's no longer a pail of milk. It has been adulterated. But the adulteration does not really change the genetical structure of that milk so much. Or the molecular structure of the milk, not genetical structure, but the molecular structure of the milk. 1 drop. The pulsation of the African American is much higher than that of a Caucasian. When a Caucasian impregnates a black woman, her ovum is twice or is 100 times bigger than ours still. But in energy, it is more than his. So she determines, like in a male also. So even though we've been impregnated or adulterated, the predominant gene is still black, because that is the original gene. Next question. 2 more, Doctor. Yes.
I heard you say on WLIB that the African didn't eat cassava. You said that cassava is a hybrid plant. Yet somewhere I think in the Amsterdam News a few years ago, I read that cassava, if you eat cassava, that it cures sickle cell, or eat some ground vegetables from Africa. I thought that cassava is indigenous to Africa.
You thought? You see, she lived in the zone of belief. She was told, she read, but she doesn't know. Sister, nature doesn't create starches. There is nothing in nature that is starch. Nothing. You know why? You see, when a burdock plant grows, you go to a burdock plant to get iron from it. As the plant matures and it rots back into the soil, it is composed of what? Iron. So when it decays to iron again and replaces it back in the soil. But if something is starch and it decays and goes back in the soil, doesn't that hurt the soil? Because starch is carbonic acid. As for the cassava, I know what you were saying. The Africans eat cassava. I don't even have to start with the Africans. Just go all the way back to the Egyptians. Weren't they eating wheat? Weren't they eating ducks? So they were pioneers all the way back 10,000 years. So the African of today is a recipient of an impregnation by the foreigners. Cassava was made in Portugal. Cassava contained arsenic. I live in a country where cassava is eaten every day, 3, 4, 5 times a day. And there is someone in this audience that is from Honduras who would verify that too. Cassava is dangerous. But what? Because it grows in Africa, it makes it indigenous to Africa? Well, I'll tell you what. I was sitting at the table with Muhammad Ali at the Marriott Hotel in Washington, which I knew I was wasting my time talking to Muhammad Ali. Because Muhammad Ali's brain is in Europe. And I could see it. So I said, boy, this goes, why did he send for me? I wonder who he thinks I am anyway. But I'm going to sit with the brother. And I said, look, I'm going to talk to you. Don't you open your mouth and tell me anything. What I have to say to you is that if you allow me, I could have your body back where it was 20 years ago. Are you game or you don't pay me? Which is it? Oh. Call my wife to see Veronica if she wants me to take your substance. I said to him, hey man, is your wife sick? Or is it you? I mean, I don't ask my wife those kinds of questions. I mean, they pertain to the business, yeah, but when something pertains to me, I'm independent to my wife. And independent to everybody. So you were sick, I'm not going to call your wife. So anyway, we argued for a little bit, and then we went to dinner, and I sit there with my salad. Mohammed had this French soup with onions. But don't French soup with onions have cheese in it? Then he had this beautiful salad with grated carrots in it. I said, Mohammed, no. Mohammed, don't eat that soup. Why? You got cheese in it, fella. That's a dangerous substance there for black people. And don't eat that salad because it has carrots. An Egyptian was sitting at the table, Mahmoud, the Egyptian from Cairo, the professor. Here's an Arab that is stuffing himself with lamb and respect for me to have respect for his thinking. No, I didn't fall the sky with yesterday's rain. Arab, you have no brain. That's why your eyes go bad very young. Because you eat the substance to bring erosion to the eyes. Barley and a lamb. Don't worry about it. Keep on eating it. The Arab Mahmoud said, Dr. Sebi, I beg to differ with you. We grow carrots in Egypt. I said, Mahmoud, I don't care where you grow carrots, but carrot grows in Egypt naturally. I said, hey, you know, Mahmoud, you are an Egyptian that has been trained white. All you Arabs are white in the head. Every Arab eats Iblis food. You're one. This was made in Holland, boy. But since you, Mahmoud, read the Caucasian books and now bring that to me, behave yourself. I got up and I went home. Next question. This is the brother.
You mentioned about melanin that it doesn't exist.
What is it?
But they say that melanin, the coloring in the system that comes from melanocytes, I don't know.
You know something? Do you hear what the brother said? They said. You see? This is why if any one of you saw the Tony Brown Journal, I stated, for us to know what it is, we're going to have to do independent research to that of the Caucasian.
Right.
The word melanin is Caucasian. But the base of life is carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Without that, there is no life. So, enough for the melanin bit. Last one. The sister has to ask the question.
If one did not have access to the African herbal mineral balance, could one achieve health without disease, and how?
I mean, I wish there was another way. But when I told the judge that she and the doctor that was supposed to be placed in front of me, a man with that much credentials, Dr. Victor Herbert, he could not argue that the point that I made, that every food or every substance given to the African American, once he was taken away from his mother, was poisoned. He could not disagree with that. There's an article out in the magazine, what's the name of it? Advantage, that says, what am I going to eat? Because you didn't bring my food with me.